Hare Krishna. My name is Mahajan Dasa. I'm initiated disciple of His Holiness Srila Bhaktitirtha Swami Maharaj. I was born in Argentina. It is said that Argentina is the furthest away country from Vrindavan, so you can imagine, a long way from here. And well, we came here visiting Mayapur. Someone asked me to tell a little bit of my story, and here I am. I was born in Argentina like 50 years ago. When I was a kid, I was a quiet kid, quiet child. And as I was 12 or 10, 12, I became very interested in religious life, spiritual life, religious life, and looking for God. And I went to church every Sunday. My school was, a school of priests. And I became a preacher at 12 years old, helping, in the Christian mission from my church. Then life as a youth was like, trying to enjoy as much as I could. I was full of energy, like every young boy, full of energy, dreaming all the time, in finding God somewhere, because I couldn't find it in the religion I was following, Christianity. I was always thinking about God, trying to find God everywhere. And at the age of 18, I went to university, to Buenos Aires, the capital of Argentina. For 4 years, I went to university. I became graduated in advertiser, professional advertiser. And after trying to sell illusion for 2-3 years, I decided to leave everything and go around the world, actually looking for God. Was an interesting life because I went 13 times around the world, many countries, many islands. I became a sailor. And as a sailor, I was living in many islands like Polynesia, Micronesia, and interesting adventures, we can say, always looking for God. Of course, I was going to different places that were looking like paradise, actually. And I thought, okay, this is it, because I have this Christian conception of paradise on earth. And then I thought, I was in an island called Tahiti in France, and a French island, which is like paradise, and I was very, very unhappy there. And then I started to ask myself, okay, if I'm not happy here, I have everything. I'm young. I live in a beautiful island. I have a yacht. I used to take yachts, boats, to different parts of the world. That was my business, so to speak. And they would say, if I'm not happy here, I need happiness must be somewhere else. So I thought that the happiness is inside. And then I traveled to Europe, and in Europe nothing was nice for me. I was always unsatisfied. And then someone stole everything from me, and I ended up on the street, no money, nothing to do, just praying to God. And I decided to go to a port. I think it was a Spanish port. I don't remember. It was an island in front of Africa, Palma de Mallorca, I think. And then I went there to the port, to the harbor, looking for a boat. And 2 girls approached me, and they said that I looked like a different person to the other sailors that were around. Most of them drunk and looking for something different. These girls you know, they said, we have a present for you, but we're going to give it tomorrow to you. So I said, you know, tomorrow I have to cross the ocean, so probably you have to come here to my boat at 8 o'clock, because at 10 o'clock I'm going to take off and we're going to cross the Atlantic. So they came to my boat at 8 o'clock and they gave me a shirt and a Science of Self-Realization. This Prabhupada's book, Science of Self-Realization. So and I said, well, okay, this is another guru. Okay, well, I will put it there. Maybe in the whole crossing, you know, I have 15 days doing nothing, sailing, and probably I'm going to have time to read. And I have many other books, Buddhism and some other religious books and spiritual kind of books. And then I said, well, okay, let's try this one. Like 2-3 days on the sea, I try to read this book, Science of Self-Realization, Prabhupada's Science of Self-Realization. And I read the first 2 pages, and then I said, that's it. This is my guru. I wanted to meet him, and this is the philosophy I want to follow for the rest of my life. And then they were talking so much about Bhagavad Gita, and I said, okay, where is this Bhagavad Gita? I just wanted to have it. And then when I went back to the country I was born, Argentina, I bought the Bhagavad Gita and started to read it. And the whole life changed for me. But still I wanted to taste a little bit more of traveling around. So I started to travel around Latin America. So I have to cross the jungle. At one point I have to cross the jungle because someone stole everything from me again. So I was running in the jungle, running in the jungle because some people was following me. It was a whole story, interesting story. And I had to throw all my clothes away because I needed to run light. You know? So I threw all my clothes away and I remained only with the Bhagavad Gita. And the Bhagavad Gita as it is big. So I said, okay, the only thing I'm going to keep is my Bhagavad Gita. So what someone can do in the jungle with the Bhagavad Gita, that won't save your life. But some way or another, I thought, this will save my life. So I was running through the jungle with the Bhagavad Gita, and then finally they got me. The thing was, I was passing the border without permission because someone stole all my money and they sent me back to Argentina, and I didn't have money to go to Argentina, so I decided to cross into the country. I didn't do anything illegal. I mean, no big thing, I just trying to get to Panama in order to get money to keep living. So the police was, following me through the jungle, and I was with my Bhagavad Gita. Well, finally they got me. They put me in jail, and I was in jail with my Bhagavad Gita, the only thing I have. So I was interested because in jail they approached me and they tried to beat me up and the whole thing. So I started to cry and I hold my Bhagavad Gita and I say, Srila Prabhupada, please, Krishna, please, I know you are God, please get me out of this. If you get me out of this, I give all my life to you. So, and I fall asleep. And then all of a sudden, 15 minutes later, someone came and kicked me out of the jail and said, get out of here, I don't want to see you. And just take your book and run away from here because it's a dangerous place. So they opened the jail, I went away with my Bhagavad Gita, and the story goes on and on and on. Many other adventures happen, but I already gave my life to Krishna. So and then I took another boat, I promised I want to go to Krishna, and I wasn't interested in anything else. I got really, really sick, so I prayed to Krishna again and said, please Krishna, take me out of this, and I became a monk. So Krishna got me out of that disease that I have there. So and then I took a boat, and a big storm came, and actually was a tornado. Was in a hurricane, and I was in a little boat in the middle of the ocean in a hurricane, and almost we sank the boat. So and they said, please Krishna, if you take me out of this, I promise wherever piece of land I reach with my 2 feet, I give my life to you. So I reached New Zealand. And in New Zealand I became a monk. So in New Zealand I was traveling around, and And then someone invited me to a party, you know, very gross party, and then I say, I not belong to all this, and Krishna, get me out of this, and I give my life to you. Once finally I start to walk to the south of New Zealand, and then I arrived to Auckland, and in Auckland was a farm, and as I was dirty and long hair, beard, you know, I went to the farm and I said, I came here to give up my life to Krishna. And then I joined the movement. I never left. That was in the year 1995. Then I went there, and since then I became a brahmachari. I started to do many things, book distribution, full time. And then I went back to Argentina, and I thought I was a very big acharya, even as a bhakta. I thought I was a very big acharya, so I opened a temple, even as a bhakta. So many people can start to come to the temple, and then I got initiated, and then I became one of the leaders of the movement in Latin America. I was there, and then many things, many programs, many responsibilities as a leader. And then finally we decided to open a big temple in Argentina because we were renting. So they sent me to New York in the United States with a big party. Some people said that after Radha Damodar traveling Sankirtan party, this was one of the biggest parties ever in America. So for the one who don't know, traveling Sankirtan party. Sankirtan means congregational chanting of the holy names of the Lord. And this movement that Srila Prabhupada founded is a movement of chanting the holy names of the Lord even in the streets, and especially distributing books, because distributing books is the philosophy of the Hare Krishna movement. We can get so much from it. We approach the Lord through emotions, but important thing is to understand emotions, we have to understand a little philosophy too. So these books are being distributed all over the world, as you may see in the Hare Krishnas all the time, distributing books. And then traveling Sankirtan party means a party, a group of people who go around distributing Prabhupada's books, our founder Acharya's books, and it's traveling, so we go in every town and village. So we start to travel all over United States, many states of the United States. We've been distributing books in Spanish language, and it was quite interesting to see that many devotees or many temples increased their Spanish congregation through the distribution of our books, the books that we have been distributed. And that lasted 5 years. I last 2 years because I have to go back to Argentina and start to build this temple, big temple. So we were collecting money for that, and we were preaching a lot. We distribute 800,000, 250,000 books. And it was very nice. That was something that I was doing, and it was nice. After that, I decided to form a family, and then I chose a nice, very pure-hearted devotee to get married. And I married her, and that was in Mexico. In one of my travels in Mexico, I was in charge of some things in Mexico. So when I went there, I met my wife. I married her, and then I decided to go back to the country I was born and open some preaching center. I opened a preaching center. Now it's very popular preaching center in the city that I live in. It's called Mar del Plata. The preaching center is called The Loft, and many people come. And after that, I bought some piece of land, and we opened a farm project. So we have this farm project, and we actually building a Vedic temple too. We're building a Vedic temple, and we have some families living there, and I'm supervising that project. And I'm here in Mayapur, resting a little bit of so much administration and associating with the wonderful, beautiful Vaishnavas here, and coming to the land of Mahaprabhu, Supreme Personality of Godhead, in the most magnificent, magnanimous, and compassionate form as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Krishna as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So this is more or less my story. Thank you very much for hearing, and I hope you can join this wonderful movement and keep chanting Hare Krishna for the rest of your life. Hare Krishna.